A new ape fossil from an 8.7 million year old site in Turkey provides a dramatic challenge to the out of Africa theory of human evolution. The current consensus could come under threat by the new evidence, which adds weight to a competing theory that the ancestors of African apes and humans actually evolved in Europe before migrating to Africa between 9 and 7 million years ago. Analysis of a newly identified ape called Anadaluvius turkiae, recovered from the Shiraki Erla fossil locality near Shankiri, reveals a previously unknown diversity in Mediterranean fossil apes. It shows they are part of the first known radiation of early hominins, the group which includes standard African apes like chimpanzees, bonobos and gorillas, as well as humans and their extinct ancestors. The findings were revealed in a study published in the journal Communications Biology. The paper was co-authored by an international team of researchers led by Professor David Bagan at Canada's University of Toronto and Professor Ayla Sevim Erol at Ankara University in Turkey. Professor Bagan said, "Our findings further suggest that hominins not only evolved in Western and Central Europe, but spent over 5 million years evolving there and spreading to the Eastern Mediterranean before eventually dispersing into Africa, probably as a consequence of changing environments and diminishing forests." He added, "The members of this radiation to which Anadaluvius belongs are currently only identified in Europe and Anatolia." The study's conclusion is based on analysis of a well-preserved partial cranium uncovered in 2015, which includes most of the facial structure and the front part of the brain case. Professor Bagan continued, "The completeness of the fossil allowed us to do a broader and more detailed analysis using many characters and attributes that are coded into a program designed to calculate evolutionary relationships. The face is mostly complete after applying mirror imaging. The new part is the forehead, with bone preserved to about the crown of the cranium. Previously described fossils do not have this much of the brain case." The team says that Anadaluvius was about the size of a large male chimpanzee, weighing around 50 to 60 kilograms. This is a very large size for a chimpanzee and close to the average size of a female gorilla at around 75 to 80 kilograms. It lived in a dry forest setting and probably spent a great deal of time on the ground. Professor Erol said, "We have no limb bones, but judging from its jaws and teeth, the animals found alongside it, and the geological indicators of the environment, Anadaluvius probably lived in relatively open conditions, unlike the forest settings of living great apes. More like what we think the environments of early humans in Africa were like. The powerful jaws and large, thickly enamelled teeth suggest a diet including hard or tough food items from terrestrial sources such as roots and rhizomes. Species that cohabited the landscape with Anadaluvius are those commonly associated with African grasslands and dry forests today, such as giraffes, warthogs, rhinoceros, a range of antelope, zebras, elephants, porcupines, hyenas, and lion-like carnivorous large felines." Professor Erol added, "The founding of the modern African open country fauna from the eastern Mediterranean has long been known, and now we can add to the list of entrants the ancestors of the African apes and humans." The findings establish Anadaluvius turkiae as an evolutionary branch that became chimpanzees, bonobos, gorillas, and humans. Although African apes today are only known in that continent, as are the earliest known humans, the study points to their ancestors deriving from Europe and the eastern Mediterranean. Anadaluvius and other fossil apes from nearby Greece, such as Oranopithecus, and Bulgaria, Gracopithecus, form a group that come closest to the earliest known hominins or humans. The study's analysis also reveals that the Balkan and Anatolian apes evolved from ancestors in Western and Central Europe. The study provides evidence that these other apes were also hominins, meaning it is likely the entire group evolved and diversified in Europe, rather than the alternative theory that separate branches of apes earlier moved independently into Europe from Africa over the course of several million years and then went extinct. Professor Bagan said, "There is no evidence of the latter, though it remains a favourite proposal among those who do not accept a European origin hypothesis." These findings contrast with the long-held view that African apes and humans evolved exclusively in Africa. While the remains of early hominins are abundant in Europe and Anatolia, they are completely absent from Africa until the first hominin appeared there about 7 million years ago. This new evidence supports the hypothesis that hominins originated in Europe and dispersed into Africa, along with many other mammals between 9 and 7 million years ago, though it does not definitively prove it. For that, we need to find more fossils from Europe and Africa between 8 and 7 million years ago to establish a definitive connection between the two groups. The paper concluded a comprehensive phylogenetic analysis is underway to test these competing hypotheses. Whatever the outcome, the sample of ape fossils from Archaeology demonstrates that great ape diversity in the eastern Mediterranean is greater than previously believed, and that hominins had diversified into multiple taxa long before their first documented appearance in Africa. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe, and you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Stickers. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.